Y'all was able to find it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Shalom, Akil. Wow, first and foremost, before we start, we want to give all the praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Chakodash. Give honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations. I said, hopefully, let Tabernacle of David scatter throughout the four corners of the earth. And we're gonna get right into it. As you can see the title, everything will backfire on E. Every plot, every scheme that this devil is up to, it's all gonna backfire. All right. He thinks in his mind that he's gonna offset the prophecy of the Most High. He thinks that he's gonna somehow, some way take back the birthright. This whole little power trip that he's on. To come against the Israelites, we know he's going to lose it. All right, the scriptures say in Job 5 that he disappoints the devices of the crafty, that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. It also says that he taketh the craftiness of the wise in their own craftiness.
Yeah. It's like a saying, like they say, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. It's going to happen. It's just,
It kind because it was ordained from the beginning, man. Hey, this was the going back to Job. It says the Most High has upon bounds that he cannot pass. That's exactly what Yahweh Shai did. Esau can only rule for a specific time. He's basically on the sand timer, man. So which means what? Until that sand timer's up, he's going to work his basically his kingdom into a certain length. And then Yahweh Shai is just going to destroy it. That's why the scriptures also say what? In that hour. In an hour, Babylon is going to be through.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. What you got?
That's Psalm 7.
Psalm 7? That over
This Psalm 7. I'll start here at 11 and go down. It reads, Yahweh judges the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors.
Reading too fast. Yeah. Stop for a minute and elaborate on that.
I go back to the top. It says, the Most High Yahweh judges the righteous and is angry with the wicked every day.
Yeah, this whole society is wicked, man. The Lord only going to have mercy on his elect, man. So the wicked, he's angry with the wicked because the society, it breaks his law, statutes, commandments every day, all day, 24 hours a day. And Esau is basically the physical counterpart of Satan, that does it, man. And he basically teach our people to do it.
This 12, it says, if he turn not, he will whet his sword, and he hath bent his bow and made it ready.
Yeah, that's going into missile technology. The Lord's putting in Esau's mind to basically refine it. We got the missile test. These governments, testing their missiles, man. These missiles are getting more and more destructive.
Yeah, you have North Korea recently. Yeah. They fired off more of them. Because they're trying to send a message with South Korea and their involvement with the U.S. So they're flexing. That basically they're flexing their heat, so to speak. All right, and it's all to send a message really to the West right now. And that's and going to what the scriptures say. He ordained those arrows.
Yep.
So this is all ordained. This is pretty much written into the story. This is how Esau and his world is going to end. All right, thermonuclear destruction.
And though it tarry, wait for it, for it shall come. No, it will not tarry. And as I said, I think Ezekiel, lo, it will come. No prophet has been among them. These things are going to come to pass. What I was going to say was, these missiles aren't cheap. Let's understand this. They don't have nukes in them right now, but they're not cheap just to shoot these off. So for them to be shooting so many, they got it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's right.
That's a big flex.
That's what. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's what North Korea has been doing. They've been, they put all their resources along with Russia and these other nations, put all their resources into their military, where they know they people they may have to suffer a little bit. They people may have to starve, but it's sacrifice, in going into war. And I want to make another point because you said North Korea, you got Taiwan and China, of course Ukraine, and not to forget Israel. All these. America is pretty much a guard to all these nations, and similar to the Romans, they say that one of their downfalls was that their military was spread thin. So say a conflict happens with North Korea, conflict happens with China and Taiwan, and so forth, and America sends their aid. Who's protecting home? Their armies, their navies, their military is thin. So that makes them more vulnerable to be attacked at any front.
Hey, and just like any great chess move or chess player, you want to move a piece away and just occupy him over there while you got the opening to take the move.
Yeah, it's a bait in a sense.
It's a bait. Exactly right.
This continue. This 13, and the scripture says wet, which is to perfect. And that's exactly what Yahweh Shah is doing as well.
Also in Joel says, let all the weak say that I am strong. So that's another reason why the Lord has put the spirit on them to, move, missile technology, to advance it, develop, just to prepare themselves, because they got to basically prepare themselves to stand against the great horde, the big bully, the hammer of the earth. You come against the hammer of the earth, you got to be ready, And also, you can't do it by yourself because you're not strong enough. So what's making the weak say that they're strong? Building up their nuclear arsenal and also aligning themselves, with that northern country, Russia. Russia being a guard unto, So that's what I'm saying. All this is going to end up backfiring on Esau. Esau played the bully for too long.
And it's lucky, but it's beautiful because from our standpoint, because who's making all of this happen this way? The Most High setting all this up, intricately setting it all up. Hey, we doing good business over here with these countries in the east, right? And now them alliances that they didn't create it have become strong enough to where they're sharing military equipment now and technology. Against who? Against the damn bully that's been getting everybody the whole damn time. There's been bad deals, double crossing, all kind of shit. Even going back to where the Germans has shared that info. Because if anybody remembers with the Cold War, that was about them sharing it with both sides. They double crossed everybody. So now both sides got it, but this was the Most High's plan putting it all together.
Because with these weapons that they're sharing between these countries, basically, the hardware is them shipping the weapons and the materials over, but the software is basically just changing the code, which is basically a translation of language that they, put into their native tongue, and everything else is plain. It is continuing this 13. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood.
What does that mean? That basically this devil, he's been responsible for deceiving the world. He done brought forth all types of lies, deception. Then lie to the whole earth.
And lies are starting to unfold and unravel on him.
Yeah, like him being the chosen people.
That's the
that's the whole thing. That's the controversy right now is, hey, you done went with this lie for so long that you're the chosen, and now that certain people are coming out and saying that they're the chosen, now you just unrelentlessly attacking them.
Yeah.
You shutting them down, you silencing them, you're demonizing them.
Right.
What's next? You're gonna persecute them and try to kill them.
Hey, you heard what Boosie said, right? He said, keep fucking with them, they're gonna turn you into Delonte West.
Yeah.
And they got the power to do that. But if they do, we know who would do that. That's not Christ-like, so to speak. That's not what God's chosen people would do.
And we know,
Saying basic stuff.
He's basically proving his whole point.
His whole point is
by what they're doing.
Yep.
You know, at the end of the day, who controls Adidas? It's a German company,
right?
But who's over top of them?
Yep.
You know, and all these other companies that he had dealings with or whatever.
Yep. He named on that other video coming out with his daughter's basketball game.
Oh yeah,
he named
all the different companies.
And he said they're all in red.
Yeah.
And the whole screen, except for a few little lines, was red.
Yeah. You got receipts.
That red means that these are small hat people.
Exactly.
That own or are CEOs of these particular companies.
So where was the hate in that?
Right.
The SIM card, anti-SIM card message.
Yeah, it wasn't true.
It was a fact. It was a fact.
Right.
You do them. But in their anti-SIM card definition, you can't say that they're in power.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He said, and he said, when you read that, it reads like legal, like a contract.
Yeah.
Right.
Like damn near in Latin.
Yeah.
Any entities that what the fuck?
But it doesn't matter. Like you could try to bully the world into not seeing the deception and finding out that you motherfuckers have been the problem all this time.
Right.
There's nothing you can really do. The more that you attack and the more that you show your power, the more you're revealing who you really are. Right. And the world is they're seeing it. Now Esau pursuing was at Jeremiah 49. Now you're being uncovered. Your secret places.
Yeah.
You cannot hide yourself.
Yeah, I have made you bare.
I have made thee bare, man.
I have the other one. I had that, but I had the other one. He got more of them.
The fact that they're attacking this dude and others, you know, because Kanye, I guess that now you got Kyrie in the mix now.
Yeah.
All he did was just show.
He reposted.
He reposted.
Or retweeted a Hebrews to Negroes.
Yeah, Hebrews to Negroes book.
Did they show it on Amazon?
On Amazon. So apparently that's also
is anti-Semitic and what do they call it? Disinformation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We'll prove that it's all disinformation.
Exactly.
Right. They don't have to.
Right.
They don't have to. They just say it and everybody shut the fuck up.
And that's what
they need to shut down Amazon and shit. So Amazon selling the book.
Right.
Yeah.
But they went on that narrative for so long.
It's a movie though, isn't it? A movie?
Yeah, it's both.
It's documentary.
I'm gonna say I knew it was a book before, but now it's become a movie, huh?
Yeah, that's Daniel 12:4. Knowledge is being increased. Where before, like you said, Esau would just say some shit and that was true.
Yeah.
No one's supposed to question. No one's supposed to question it. And now people are like,
they download the PDF.
Yeah.
You got it out.
It's 14, 15. It's like he has made a pit, or he made a pit, like, and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made.
Backfire.
Yeah.
The pit that you creating, you gonna fall right into it, man.
Oh, what's the other one? It's Sirach. I believe it's Sirach.
I think it's like 20.
Stone.
Yeah, I think it's like Sirach 27. I think.
Yeah, I'll look for it. Y'all got it.
Yep.
And in 16, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate.
All right, I want to read that same verse in the NLT. It says, the trouble they make for others backfires on them.
Oof.
The violence they plan falls on their own heads.
Because ultimately the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is going to step in. When you try to come at the righteous, it says that in Psalms 37, the wicked seeketh, he watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. But we know that the Heavenly Father, you know, he's going to step in, man. Because you're setting it up. We already see how this is going. The Kanye controversy, and then now they coming after Kyrie again. And then you just had an attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. And now they're saying that he was an
he said everything.
He's an extremist, anti-Semitic. you know,
Black guy, that's a black identity extremist.
all type of all the buzz terms
Right.
and that they created that they can just attach to people.
Yeah.
Because he's good at categorizing people.
Yeah.
And that goes into Revelation 12. The accuser of the brethren.
I knew it wasn't no Jake
Right.
that did that shit, because shit,
Mm-hmm.
if he went in there for specific business, he would have put his ass to death.
Oh yeah, Jake would have went all the way through.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And robbed him.
Where's Nancy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a good translation right there.
Is it more on it or not?
Well, that's one more verse after that, the brother read.
It is 17. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai.
Somebody found the one in Sirach.
I got it.
Yeah.
It says Sirach chapter 27 verse straight to the point 25. It says, whoso casteth a stone on high casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth the trap shall be taken therein. He that worketh mischief, it shall not fall upon him. It shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh.
Yeah, Esau, he ain't gonna see it coming how the Lord's gonna do it. You know, he just think he's gonna follow through with his wicked mischief.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a make an example out of these prominent figures. Yeah. I'm gonna make him. You know, I'm a publicly castrate this guy and show that y'all look up to this guy. We made him. We could take the power that he thought he had. We could take that away. And then and then all the other guys, they're gonna run and tuck their tail and do what they're told.
That's what they did before, though. That's the power that they possessed, that they were able to do. Where, you know, if a Kanye came out like 20 years ago, everyone, like you said, he'd be made an example. Everyone would run and hide, but now Jake is getting bold. You know, Jake is getting, roused up, and we know there's going to be some event somehow, some way that's going to really rouse Jake up to say enough is enough. Almost like this ain't it. No, it ain't yet, but like almost like 92 riots. You know what I mean? Like they saw Rodney King get his ass beat, but if you lived in LA, even Jake in all America, Jake been getting their ass whooped for way before Rodney King got his ass whooped out there. So, but there was just a spirit in Jake that said, F this,
Yeah, man.
The dollar bill is a device that has Jake, man.
You can't get over that.
They collapse there, and that'll be
imminent financial collapse, man. You just gotta pull the trigger, man. That's when Jake gonna go crazy, man. They can't use their funds in the bank. All right. Who owns those banks? These small hats, man.
To me, there's no food in the store. What am I supposed to do with this grain?
Right.
Jake can't process no grain.
I can't use my ATM card.
Yeah.
That's gonna bug Jake out, man.
What you mean I can't get my money?
They gotta find who to blame, man.
He might who to blame. That was that.
That was it.
Yeah, I think so. It looked like it. Yep.
Anybody else have something?
Yeah, I had something too.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's Proverbs 20.
No, Salak. I read down. Salak, my fault.
A little more?
Yeah, there's more.
Go ahead.
I'm going to just read down 29 to point 28 says, mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion, capital L, shall lie in wait for them. Who's that coming with dyed garments from Bob, right? From Edom. So it says 29, it says, they shall rejoice at the fall of the righteous. So like if they that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare, and anguish shall consume them before they die. Malice and wrath, even these are abominations, and the sinful man shall have them both. Into that chapter. Yeah.
He's the sinful, and he's that sinful man. You see, it's death, like destruction. It awaits him all this wickedness that he's done, and now he's being testified against, and that's what he can't stand the testimony.
Right.
We're witnesses of this man's wickedness, his deception. All right, the lies that he told the world for so long is now being brought to the forefront, and everything and how he's responding to it is what's revealing himself. This is how you know he's on the ropes.
Yeah, you lower level small hats, you don't know what the fuck is going on. I seen the fucking small hat come out this record against Kanye West and shit. Like, you don't know what's going on, man.
Corny.
We're talking about the elite bankers, man, that call themselves small hats. They know history, man. Yeah. They know their converts. Yeah. They know who the true Israelites are, man.
They uphold the lie. They continue in society to keep the lie a secret. Mm-hmm. As best as they can. Now, because they didn't open this internet up and the Spirit of the Lord is out there now, they can't hide it no more. Mm-hmm. They're vagabonds.
Yeah. And now, with this being brought to public attention, it's causing more people to search and look into these things. And now that you finna start finding ways to vilify us, it's only going to work in our favor. That's why it says in 2 Corinthians, you cannot do nothing against the truth before the truth. Right. So this is all going to work basically in our favor. Right. No matter how you spin it, whether you admit or you just flat out attack. Mm-hmm. Either way, this is all going to lead to the elect further being sealed. Yeah. That's all this is going to do, man.
It's going to like we made the example of proving Kanye's point. It's just going to prove our point that we the people, you're not.
Yeah.
The Lord is dealing with us. The Lord has never been dealing with you. Only on the left hand, but you're not the righteous.
Yeah.
Who's selected? I'm trying to think of what video that was. Yashimama actually posted the screenshot of the comments, where the people are like, they know. Like, people been looking, and it's on a major video. You know the one I'm talking about, right?
It was on the chat. Like Instagram post.
It was an Instagram post. I don't remember.
It was dealing with Kyrie.
Yeah, it was Kyrie's. Yep.
Like I found the screenshot he shared. Yep. It was from a Jake woman. Yep. On Instagram. Right? The first comment said, "So acknowledging that we are the real Jews by blood and the Bible is anti-Semitic. How?"
That stance is a bold, confident stance.
Yeah.
We're declaring we are. Yeah. And we will how? With the book that everybody's supposed to be believing.
Right.
Exactly.
Backing us up. And that's what he don't have. That's why he don't believe it.
And this and they refuse to deal with it this way.
Oh, they can't.
They don't want to deal with it biblically.
Yeah.
They just want to just shut up. Just shut up. Like just don't say nothing. Just be quiet. Don't.
It's Belfort, Holocaust. That's all they want to dream about. Holocaust Museum.
Yeah. And then y'all slavery, and then MLK, and then Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. A lot of them. Yeah, but I got Barack Obama.
That's it.
Y'all good now.
Y'all won.
Yeah.
Y'all free. Barack Obama.
Look how far you guys come.
Yeah.
Right. It's crazy. It's another comment says, "This is not anti-Semitic." It's another Jake woman. Mm-hmm. We are the real Jews, and we need to wake up. Deuteronomy 28. Open your Bible and read, my brothers and sisters.
Yep.
So these are just common Jakes that's saying these things on the internet.
And when you see it in the Bible, it's like it did for us. When we saw it in the Bible, we was like, oh shit, that's in there?
Yeah.
Saying the color scriptures.
Yeah. Like, that's in there?
These small hats don't fit the description of, the men of the Lord, man.
It's the spirit they put that ish on the back of their name, their tribe, so to speak. They had to, because the spirit of it wouldn't let them be it. And it says, I did a video on ish, right? It was not exactly pertaining to something like or alike, something like that.
And the small hats, they can't say the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that? Dreadful among the heathen. Is that Malachi?
You sure?
And also their focus is eventually going to turn onto the servants of the Lord, because all these celebrity jakes that are coming out, speaking out, where are they getting this information from?
Exactly.
You know,
they didn't come up with it.
Exactly,
right.
You know, so they're getting it from the true prophets that are out doing the service, you know? And that's what Esau's trying to avoid that right now, because he's trying to he's trying to bury this, you know, like he's always done. He's trying to bury the truth.
But you can't bury Kanye.
You know, and the more he tries to bury it, the more he's being revealed.
Yeah, the small had that interview Kanye asked him straight up. He said, "Do you follow the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites?" I said, "They Kanye neck and shit." And he started talking about some other shit. You remember what I said earlier about engineers? Answer the question.
Hey, no, but see, that's what makes. At first, I was mad. At first, I was mad at Kanye the way he was doing things, but now I'm starting to look at it. The way he answered that interview outside the basketball game, this nigga got plenty of sense. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's trying to do it as much PC as he can without just warranting all-out attack on himself.
Because he's just known to just go all out on the flim and just talking and shit, just saying shit. But now he gotta be more seasoned with how he speaks.
He apologized.
And that's why in that when he was coming from that game, his nigga he pulled out his phone and was just bringing out facts. That's how you got to deal now. Just bring out the facts on it.
Right.
Beautiful what he did. He stopped. He said he went back on that one. He said, "So you apologize for that?" And yeah, I like to apologize for this and that. And what he was actually apologizing is not to anybody, but to how he worded the things he was saying, and being insensitive to certain things. So it felt like a real apology, but he wasn't apologizing for what he was saying. He yikwabbed, bro. He didn't. He doubled down. He stood on his comments, bro. He said it. But he didn't want to outright say it. But if you listen, them small hands, they know what he actually just did.
Oh yeah.
The public is the ones that ain't caught.
And when I saw the comments, people was like, so they just heard him make his point, and then he proved it by pulling out the statistics, the data, and then they just completely ignored that.
Was he getting his facts? Was he getting his research? Where I want the weight strategies or whatever, the word that how he's bringing it out. That's what we do. And we bring it out that way.
And that's the thing too. Like we always bring out the precept when the rich man speaketh. You know, they basically extol it to the clouds. But the thing is, hey, you're gonna have to go back to the source, man. Because the rich man in this sense don't have it all. You know, he understands, you know, points. Hey, we still always go back to Ezekiel the 37th chapter where it speaks about what they have the sinews and the flesh upon them, but they do not have the breath in them, man.
Plus, those types of men are not called. Not many wise, not many mighty, not many noble are called.
I want to say.
So even though he's not called per se, but he is being used.
Thank you.
And you see, we know that this is the Most High's movie. This is his chessboard. So he's using and moving the pieces the way he wants it moved.
And he's a low-level forerunner.
Yeah.
He's not the forerunner. Let's get this straight. But he's a low-level forerunner. Somebody that's opening up the conversation for the real teachers to come up and to have a platform now and speak on these things on a higher level.
I got a quick thought. Joel chapter 2, verse 27. I'm reading down. And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions.
And this is how you know that everybody's gonna know what time it is when Yahweh Shai shows up. Everybody's gonna understand the fullness of what's going on, so there won't be no excuse. The 2/3 are just gonna make a bad decision when it comes down to it. They're gonna choose for their flesh. But the elect are gonna have been warned, and the wicked and the heathen are gonna have been warned also. Everybody's gonna know, and then shall the end come. You got it out.
And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit.
And you see how they separated those other people that he was going to pour out the spirit, but then he said, and then the servants, which we got the spirit now, you know, when we endure to the end, but we got the spirit now, pushing it out to the people, man. And that's what you think the other people are getting, and they're having dreams. And then what was that, Job? Is that 33? He sealed the instructions in men when he's asleep.
Yeah.
He said, Kanye said, hey, God got me doing something. And who better on a higher platform to do this?
Yeah, and even if this dude is controlled opposition, you know, even if he's being put up to do this, it's still going to work in our favor.
Right.
Exactly. It's still the Most High.
It's still the Most High's will.
Still pushing the truth.
Like what was that Sirach 33 where it says the works of the Most High are double one against another. So controlled opposition is still the Most High.
And who better? You got it?
No, I got a different piece, but it's the same topic. There's Acts 5 and 39, and it reads, "But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight." It's like a 38. "And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against the Most High."
Yeah, it is.
That's a losing battle right there.
And all publicity is good publicity, you know? Because it happens to worldly people. Like they get put on the media for doing something they're not supposed to, but it gives them publicity. It puts them on the spot. And that's what they're doing right now. They in their mind, they're labeling the truth as extreme and hateful and the sin card. But in reality, it's making our people ask the questions and search and look into, and it's dividing whether the believers and the non-believers, you know. So it's working in our favor, really.
And that dynamic is what's causing these devils to get nervous. It's actually terrifying them that we're finally, you know, Jake is starting to see. You know, like because the scriptures say that, you know, pursuing the revelation that our dead bodies would be in the streets of this great city. You know, we will be spiritually dead as a people. But now that breath did enter into us, and now we're standing upon our feet again, these other nations that's witnessing that process, they're shaking in fear. You see? So that's what we're dealing with. And then was it in that Isaiah 19 where it says Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt? Somebody get that real quick. Because that's basically what's going on. You know, you mentioned the Negroes being the true Jews. Somehow, some way, that's hateful. That's an attack. That's extreme. It's anti-Semitic to say that you're a Judite.
Yeah.
You know. No, you just terrified that the true people then found their way back.
And think about this: these simple ass people. When you ask them, what does Jew mean? Where does it go back to? They don't even know that it goes back to Judah. You know, they just
Yahweh.
Yeah, they just simple, man.
And they're not called Judah. They don't
even call themselves that. It's just Jew.
Yeah, that's it.
And we didn't start getting called that until the Persian Empire. You know,
because it was the Benjamin Judah and Levi. You know.
Well, actually Yahweh. Because it wasn't letter J back then.
Yahweh. There it is, man. Somebody found it?
Yeah, so go ahead. Isaiah 19 and verse 17. "And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt, every one that maketh mention thereof." And
when you connect that to Genesis 49, who shall rouse them up? An event is going to happen that's going to rouse us up. And as a people, and they thought we was either going to lay down or they're going to have the answer, but they don't have the answer to what's actually coming. Yeah, they're going to knock off a lot of 2/3 Jakes, But the elect, they ain't gonna be able to do what they want. And that's what they're really concerned about. They ain't gonna be able to stop that.
Mhm.
Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against it.
Real quick, this is in the NLT. It says, just to speak the name of Israel will terrorize them.
But not just the name of Israel. Just not the name of Israel, but as us.
Yeah. Us coming out and saying we Israel.
Was that Kennedy that said it? What if?
These people, yeah.
You know, we find out that God looks like them. We get to heaven and find out God looks like them, and we persecuted His people all this time. What shall we say then, or what shall we do?
Spirit had him say that. Because I'm pretty sure.
Scared the shit out of the people.
I'm pretty sure. He assassinated his ass after that. So, hey, you know what's the thing is, Martin Luther King said some shit like that. Not like that, but prior to him, you know, being shut down.
Yeah.
About we had let my people into a burning building, and we, you know,
the later speeches was cold.
Which one of them that said that you're the dry bones of Ezekiel? I think it might have been Malcolm.
Yeah.
I think he said that in one of his last speeches. So they all knew, they were all insiders anyway. You know, they were all compromised, so they worked with the devils. And they pretty much knew they had the inside scoop on this information.
And why we know that they're insiders was funny. The movie, to make it simple for you, the movie what's that dance movie with the fraternity, the black one.
Stop the Yard.
Stop the Yard. They showed them all on that wall in there, and that was all a fraternity. That was Boulay, showing you all the Boulay connection right there. Malcolm, Martin, all them guys.
They're Morehouse.
Yeah, that Morehouse.
Yeah, Malcolm X.
So just to give you the quick understanding why we can make a phrase like that and say they're insiders.
Yep. I'm gonna read it again. It says, just to speak the name of Israel will terrorize them, for the Lord of heaven's armies has laid out his plans against them. So just, you know, you coming out and saying that you're an Israelite, you're a Judite, all of a sudden that's anti-Semitic now. That's hate speech.
And they'll tell us to prove it and shit. We tell it, hey, you prove it. Yeah, right.
So you're telling me that this is, get Isaiah 44 real quick. 44 and start at start at the top and then read down to like verse 5.
This is Isaiah 44.
This is what's terrorizing them. What he's getting ready to read. This is extremism right here. Go ahead.
Isaiah 44:1, it says, Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that hath made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed.
And that was Jeshurun is Yashawan, you know, which means upright one. Go ahead.
And my blessing upon thine offspring.
And that water is the same as pouring the spirit.
Yep.
Waking us up from the dry bones, rehydrating us, so to speak.
The understanding of the wisdom of His word.
Perfect.
You know, and we spreading it out. The Lord said from the beginning, going back to Deuteronomy, that His word it would basically rain on the earth like a dew. It would be distilled like a dew to cover up the earth to bring forth fruit. You know. So this the word is spreading like wildfire all over the planet Earth. This is the reason why they're looking more and more into the ministry. This is why they're classifying the different Israelite camps. This is why they're watching us closely because they're paying attention to what we're speaking and teaching. That's inciting.
Yeah, this information to spread and the negativity attitude toward them. Because they've been, hey man, nobody likes a liar, man, or a thief, and you're both. and a killer or a murderer. You're all three of those.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It says, and they shall spring up as among the grass, and as willows by the water courses.
Mm-hmm.
One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another.
I am one of the Lord's people.
Yep.
I'm a son of I'm one of the chosen.
Yep.
Jacob started to say that now.
Yep.
We're the chosen.
In the place where it was said, you are not
My
my
people, there shall be said to them, you're the sons or the children of the living power. There it is, man. And this is a terror.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is a terror.
Remember what the apostles said? Hey, how'd y'all find this out? We paid a lot of money to hide this from y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
They put
y'all
it in a
was
limousine
right.
and hopped out.
Y'all was dead.
Yeah,
You know, like that scene in RoboCop.
yeah.
We killed
You're dead.
Yeah.
We killed you.
Yeah. The one last good cop on the force.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Came back in RoboCop. Now we coming back too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with that robo. I don't say robo, but that power.
Can you go back? You brought up the rain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go back to that
Verse 3.
yeah, about
percent flood.
It says, for I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground.
I got a quick read. This song, it's like Isaiah 55 and 10. Whereas the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it.
You're not going to disappoint the device of the Most High.
Thank you.
All right. You can't do that. He could do that to you, but you can't do that to him.
He's gonna do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it now.
He's doing it now.
Yeah, because before nobody would even question. Once you throw that anti-SIM card out there, conversation's over. You ain't talking about that no more. Everything else is locked up tight, swept under the rug. That person deserves to be destroyed. But now, you're like, hold on, why? And he said the coldest thing, the first interview I recall him saying was, I want the people that buy my music and my shoes and all that to ask their fathers, why is Ye mad?
Mm-hmm.
What did your people do to his people that got him so mad?
Yeah.
So it opened up the whole conversation, man.
Yeah.
Why is me telling the truth about you?
Yeah.
Why is that so,
Bad. Yeah, offensive to you.
Because the world don't react the same when people say certain stereotypes about us.
Right.
When you say black people
Are lazy.
no, well, that's when you say something like
Africa.
Jake dominate the sports industry.
Yeah.
They run basketball, the NFL,
Yeah.
the NBA,
Yeah.
all sports. Like, or y'all dominate all sports.
Yeah.
Is Jay going out like, oh
we
man,
said
like
that
that's,
about us.
why would you say, like we all play ball, like we just dribble balls and throw balls and this, like, nah, man, ain't nobody tripping off of that. You can actually say that, yeah. These niggas do run the sports industry.
Mm-hmm.
They dominate it they do. But you can also turn around and say, our people make up the highest population of prison, incarceration rates. We can't say that against that because it's the truth.
That's anti to us. That's defamation of us, but we can't.
But it isn't defamation because if it's true, how is it how is it an assassination of your character when it's true? Even though we all doesn't, it's like it's not, you're not saying every single person,
right?
But it's true.
But we're not talking to somebody. We're not talking about somebody logical though.
Right.
They don't even want to. You can't even in their anti-sin. I wish we should bring that up, bro. What he read, the definition of it.
Who did?
Yeah.
Kanye read. You can't even say that they're in power, that they run shit. And then they brought up what's his name, Charlemagne, saying the same shit.
Yeah.
Because he said it's scared.
Yeah.
That was the difference. I don't want to talk about this. I'm nervous.
And then all these industry guys, we know they know, and They just, they want to keep something that, they don't want to lose what they have. All right, that's what it boils down to.
They gonna take it.
Because the Most High set all these entertainers up, these athletes, to set them up for them to use that platform. What Kanye's doing. Because the Most High could have made anybody a damn athlete or a rapper or whatever. We're not saying they don't have talent, but we're just saying that the Most High set these guys up and let them know about the truth. You're Israelite. All right, they may not go into the scriptures like us, but they know the truth, and they're supposed to, make it known. All right, like when we found out we were Israelites, we wanted to tell everybody. That's how they're supposed to be. But they, they're compromised. And that, and really that fame, that their status is a snare to them.
Here, I found it. I found it.
The definition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says manifestations might include the targeting of the state of Israel, conceived as a Yahudish. I'm not gonna say. I'm just speak around certain words. That shows you right there. We have to speak around and use code and talk about this. These motherfuckers got power, man. It says collectivity. However, criticism of Israel similar to that leveled against any other country cannot be regarded as anti-Semitic.
But they can't. Get on, man.
It says,
hey, but if you was in power, wouldn't you write it for you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man. It says, anti-Semitism frequently charges Yahudis with conspiring to harm humanity, and it is often used to blame the Yahoos for why things go wrong.
Somebody, Bible Kushal, get 2 Thessalonians 2, I think 3.
And if you do the research, this guy Wilhelm Marr is the person that came up with that term.
Yeah.
And the term was actually going against them.
Yeah.
And they use it to basically protect them.
Yeah.
He was going, like back in the day, like 1800s, he was going hard on them.
They called him a propagandist.
Yeah.
Because they came in and they was taking over their territory.
Yeah.
When they were supposed to just come in and dwell, but them motherfuckers came in and start taking over like they did everywhere else.
Yep.
And he got to the point where he was just letting them have it.
Yeah. It says Wilhelm Marr, the patriarch, is the article. The patriarch of anti-Semitism. It's got some guy wrote the article, but if you just type his name in and type in that term, you're going to see a whole list. And I think he wrote a pamphlet. I'll try to find it, but I think it was written in German.
Yeah.
But
it's German.
It's German, but he went in on them, and that term that they're using as something to protect them, it was actually the irony of it. It was against them.
Like the word Christian for us, right?
Yeah.
Yep. It was a negative term, and they flipped it like negative even.
They used it and weaponized it basically.
Yeah.
Because now they can use it to bully everyone. Like it's a bullying tactic when they use that term. Because they get to use that power to shut people down, to silence them, get them demonized through the media. But at the same time, it's like it's clever as fuck how he did it.
Yeah.
Because it's like I can use this term to bully everybody, but disguise it as if I'm being attacked.
That's proper that you bring up.
Yep.
They cry in pain.
Oh, that one too.
They cry in pain as they strike you.
Yep.
But as soon as you say that, you automatically get compared to Hitler.
Yeah. Put you right in the most hated man against them.
Yeah.
You be right on the same level instantly.
Yeah.
We can't even go to Hitler.
I won't be surprised if they start, like when they start to go further into the Israelite sector part of our
and we're already connected to that group with the Southern Poverty Law Center.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start going into how several camps then brought out certain quotes from Hitler.
Right. Yeah.
Where he was pretty much making statements about the small hats.
Yep.
But then they would never put on their platform through their media that
He said those
he said these things and that he was one of them.
Yeah. Nobody want to.
He was a Shiggle group. He was an illegitimate son of a Rothschild. You know what I'm saying?
And part of their history is that, contrary to the real Jews, you know, that every nation wants to have in captivity, because having Jake in captivity means you get to benefit.
Exactly.
On contrary to that, part of their history is that a lot of nations want to kick them out of their country, because they take over your government. You know, they take over everything.
Your banks.
You know,
they end up somehow, some way
exactly
in your land.
Exactly.
They lend to you. you being lent to in your own country. You know, like come on, man.
It's a damn vagabond.
He's a vagabond, and he's went throughout the world promoting himself as the biggest protagonist, even though he's been the antagonist the whole time. You going around attacking but hiding behind the victim card, like you're the most hated and most attacked when you're the one that's doing all the attacking.
Right.
Y'all remember that scene in Beethoven, the first one, with the dog. That movie Beethoven, about that dog.
I know the movie.
That scene when Dr. Varnick, he went to their home and he went to the backyard and he pulled up his sleeve because he was trying to get a reason to actually take the dog from them. And he took out some fake blood and put it all on his forearm, and then he rubbed some all over the dog's face. And then he started slapping the dog to try to make the dog attack him. And the little girl, the daughter, she was watching it the whole time. She seen what was going on the whole time. This motherfucker back there attacking the dog to make him attack him. Right. And then Beethoven snaps on him and starts to attack his ass. And that's when the parents come out like, no, stop. But the daughter was like, no, he hit Beethoven. And then he was playing like he just like, I don't know, man, that dog, he just attacked me. He just attacked me. So now they got to take the dog away.
Yeah.
That's an anti-SIM card tactic, classic tactic, man. These motherfuckers are the biggest. You're the antagonist the whole time, doing all these crimes against humanity, but you want everybody to sympathize with you because because of the response you get from it, because of the backlash, man. Because you constantly get exposed for having your hands in it.
Revelation 12.
That's how these devils been moving the whole time, man.
I got one right quick, for sure.
Go
on. Psalm 37, 14. They have drawn out the sword. They have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. I wonder what that's saying in a different translation.
I didn't finish reading 44.
Oh yeah.
And we had another one, or the one I thought was just kind of quoting unless somebody grabbed it, but the one in Revelation 12. It sound like how they
accuser of our
they make us go off, but then they tell the Father.
Right.
Almost.
They put the drugs and violence and guns in our neighborhoods and say, look at these niggas, they're killing themselves, they're doing drugs. You know, these people are animals, they're savages, they're they're all this kind of like they did Gad, like you still reading on myself?
Yeah, let me finish that. Well, this is going back to what the elder was saying, the fact that these celebrities are coming out and claiming to be Jacob is putting fear in them, They're actually scared of this. So their reaction is to try to suppress it.
Yeah.
Whichever way they can. Yeah. Lashing out, Yeah. So I'll continue to read this. It says, of Isaiah 44:4, it says, "And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the water courses. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel."
That's it.
He shall surname himself by the name of Israel. And go back to that Isaiah 19:17 in the NLT. Just to speak the name of Israel will terrorize them. So, yeah, Jake, calling themselves, Israelites, or we're the chosen people, things like that. That's just starting to become more normal.
Yeah.
And Esau is not in the small hats. The one who took that identity, that got them nervous.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a lot of Jakes out there that begin to know this truth, begin to learn that don't really have they don't got not salt, but they don't have the intelligence that they're not, like us, they're not seasoned. Thank you. That's the word.
Spirit of discernment.
Yeah, spirit of discernment. They're gonna go out there and just start wild shit, and it's gonna be some truth, of course, but they just gonna start just going at them, and it's gonna bring some heat, but hey, this truth is gonna go out, because it's prophecy.
And you also gonna have, you're gonna have the wicked of our people that's involved as well. That's going to be used. You're going to have agent provocateurs. You're going to have the rebels. The zealots coming back in a lot. All that ties into this as well.
Esau gonna try to use that Christian church card for the last time.
Yeah.
And hey, get a hold of these guys or do something or say something. Because that was, of course, we know that's been used in the J communities for so long to tell these people that we're all God's people, and but
that's that old supersessionism that what the shit that vocab teach.
What's the guy's name?
Sensational?
No. Replacement theology.
Yeah.
Where basically there's no physical Israel, the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Lord ain't dealing with that no more.
Yeah.
Now it's just, if you just believe and you're a Christian,
you confess the name,
then you make yourself part of the 12 tribes.
The new thing is no 144,000. That's
the 144,000 is anybody that believes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's just
that's
a title.
This is not an actual
number. It's a title.
Yeah.
Remember what Gamal Abdel Nasser?
Yeah.
The president, I think he was the president of Egypt.
Yeah.
About Jake, man. He said never have peace in the Middle East because the Jews left here black and came back white.
Mm-hmm.
He said, he did say white. Yeah. I know I want to say red, but he said white.
That's a cold trick Esau did.
Yeah.
Like, they could have,
Nobody had the heart because it wasn't the internet. We got to remember, the information didn't travel like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so they big thing. But the Balfour went around to let them know that they was over there.
Balfour was in the newspaper.
Yeah.
It can be, you can look that up. And
went all through Europe. And,
yeah. That was a declaration to make Israel, the land of Israel, a home for the Ish.
For them Ish, yeah. Coming out of Germany, all of them.
Poland.
And that was the Rothschilds helped to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I got precept.
Mm-hmm.
Micah 2:2, I'm reading NLT. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance.
Ooh.
Bro.
This is what they're exactly guilty of.
Inheritance is the land, first and foremost.
Exactly.
And then everything that comes with that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And look, but they don't. It's like having a key. What's the key to being an Israelite? The real key to being of the elect, the elect of the Most High, the Israel of the Most High. The name, and they ain't got that key to get in there. They don't have the holiest of holies. You can come in the land and you might get in the gate, but you can't get into the temple where things actually matter.
That's it. But you said the name. That name is the passport to get in.
Mm-hmm.
You got the name.
It hurt their soul to even speak.
Are you still reading Big Z?
I'm gonna grab another one.
Okay.
It said, Revelation, measure. Revelation 11:1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, "Rise and measure the temple of the Most High."
How do you measure that? Reed is a sword and the understanding of his Bible and the understanding of the truth. Okay, and that's how you measure. And the reed was like a measuring stick. It was a straight stick that you could use to measure. And you even though they didn't grow the same length, you can use that universally to measure things around. And that's the measuring of the spirit of the temple, which is now the people, the elect of Israel. Got it?
And them that worship therein, but the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. And the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses,
The north and southern kingdoms.
and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Is that the apostles that added that? Somebody added that number up.
Yeah, this is another chapter.
Yeah.
42 months, the 1,000.
Yeah, I think it was the apostles that did.
260 days.
Yeah. Which
Broke down the
equals
years.
350 years.
Right.
3 days and a
3 days and a half. That was the other scripture too.
Where was it? 16.
It's in
16,
Revelation,
19, and
yeah.
1970.
Yep.
What's the
1969.
Yeah.
16 what?
16, 19,
19,
and
1969.
1969.
Yeah, 16, 19, yeah.
And that was the time when we were brought over here, the captivity.
69.
We joined with the northern tribes. We was oppressed together.
Yep.
Basically that was a prophecy in itself.
Coming to pass. Yep.
Basically, when it talks about us prophesying for those 3 days and a half or whatever, and sackcloth, it was basically everything that happened to us fulfilling itself. That was the prophecy in itself. That was us, the prophets
the
prophesying,
curses and the
going through the curses and
each other.
everything happening, and then leading up to us being spiritually dead, but then being revived by the breath.
That's right.
I looked at that word sackcloth, right? The definition C, a garment of like material and clinging to the person like a sack, which was wont to be worn or drawn over the tunic instead of the cloak or mantle by mourners, penitents, suppliants, and also by those who, like the Hebrew prophets, led an austere life.
And beautiful, it shows that what are we in mourning for? The condition of our nation, but more so that we went off from the Most High. Right. So we're repenting and turning around. And that's why we're in that sackcloth, man. Okay, and that's what's bringing us back to the Most High. That's why we wear these garments and we signify with the fringes and the border of blue, the covenant and the laws. And they fit us.
And what do? We're all black.
Yep.
And wear the little Shirley Temples.
Little hats. They wear the small hats.
Yeah. Some of them
themselves concussions on the wall.
Some of them of us wear top hat like Abraham Lincoln, don't they? Yeah.
Isaac from Children of the Corn and shit.
Yeah, but everything was spiritual. Everything that they do is completely opposite of what the scripture says. They cover their head when we're not supposed to cover our head. Then the main part where they cover the head is the part that
crown.
Right, the crown where we're not supposed to cover. You know?
Yeah.
And real quick to add to that, prophesying in sackcloth, Joel 2:12, it says, "Therefore also now saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your power."
Beautiful, because it's not a physical garment anymore.
Yeah.
Just like the when we get dressed in white robes, it's not a physical garment anymore.
Right.
It's a spiritual garment now. We're covered spiritually now, as this was covered ourselves spiritually in mourning as well.
Apostle Apostle Gabar always brings out this word, penitence. That's the state of mind we're supposed to be in. And the penitence is the action of feeling or showing sorrow and regret for having done wrong. And that goes right along with the sackcloth, the mourning. We're supposed to be in a state of penitence until Yahushua returns.
Until we actually
Yeah.
are saved.
Right.
And that those words, synonyms in that word penitence goes into what? The opposite of pride. I'm sure it's probably in there, and meek and humble.
Right.
Y'all got it.
Says, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repenteth him of the evil. That was the point. That was just a response to Revelation 11.
Yep.
I had a pretty real quick. Nahum 3 and 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot and the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast.
What's that talking about? So that's talking about America.
Yep.
All right, Babylon the Great, man.
And this was that chessboard position that Edomites, I'll just leave it at that, broadly say it, that the Edomites, when they gained this, this is what helped them establish their power on the earth,
Oh, yeah.
gaining this position on the earth,
America.
on the chessboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So when they take this major piece off, their stronghold
America was the biggest use of sorcery against the world.
Yeah.
They use America as the biggest sorcery like is
the device tool, all those.
Yeah.
Because when we go into Revelation 18, it's like, you think about it, everybody in the world profits off America.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, one way or another. Whether it be, we always get on the entertainment, like everywhere profits off America. You know, America used to have exports. They don't got no more exports. They got all imports because people are sending their goods here to be bought by America. And that's just one, facet of it. We're talking about everywhere profits of America.
We're a consumer. This is a consumer nation.
And it used to be a
export
a nation that had factories and
shipping cars.
Yeah. Well, really, it started through slavery. That's how the exports began, with the sugar cane, the cotton, all those things that were exported throughout the world. And now it's complete opposite. But the world and the nations have profited off the America and really the slave labor of Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's another thing. Since we talk about America being exposed, the slave trade would contributed to us being here and building this place up, and them using our slave labor to accumulate all this wealth
to gain power.
The people that funded the slave trade, that's another thing that they don't want put out there.
Right.
This is another reason why they're trying to go after Kyrie Irving.
Right. Hey, through history, somebody had to finance the ships.
Yeah.
Someone had to build them. They just all of a sudden appeared.
We just gonna get together, start chopping wood and building stuff.
Nah, everything is all for free.
And they said that the European regular Edomite, they counted for the small percentage of slave owners.
Yep.
It was actually the fucking small hats. Yep. They were a bigger percentage of slave owners.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, why would they not?
They owned a lot of those plantations.
Why would they not?
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just saying that. Why would they not benefit themselves? And who's going to check them? Nobody check them.
It's the same thing today. The small hats, they damn near own all these corporations, and they'll have a Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos running. Mm-hmm. Same with during slavery. Yeah, you had a slave master that you had an overseer, but who was getting the biggest portion of the money sent back to England or wherever the hell they were?
Right.
Those the Rothschild.
And that's proof too, because it wasn't just the South that benefited from it, showing you that they monopolized the whole industry, man.
Right.
Because the goods were basically made in the South, But everything, the textiles, how they formulate everything,
Process.
all processing was
All
sent
the
back to the
factories
north.
in the north.
Yeah.
The factories,
Bro, they had
was
some-
beginning the industrial revolution because they were building the factories up there, but you still have to cultivate it in a certain land. It's just simple business agriculture.
And that's some bullshit that we learned in school.
Yep.
Slavery, like just the North. They had slaves in Maryland.
Yeah.
I mean, and slavery in Maryland, in New York State.
Yep.
So come on now. But that, like I said, that was some BS we learned in school about, the Mason-Dixon line and all that.
Yeah, you divide you.
Yeah, divide, of course.
Into countries.
But these were the good people, good whites.
Yeah.
They were for that. Escape to the north and be safe.
So that's, that coincides with the prophecy saying that the Lord would lift up the skirts. All of the iniquity of this place is being exposed. And it just so happened that you small hats, you 1948ers, you're at the helm of that. Because you want to get into Hollywood, we already know who runs and controls that. The banking system, we already know who running and control that. The educational system, the curriculum in the school system,
Right.
we already know who run and control that.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood, eugenics, big pharma.
Tobacco
It's
industry,
every
food
person
and drug.
connected to the control of these different industries. They all go back to the same group of people.
Everything.
So hey, we anti-Semitic for saying that, even though we're Semitic.
Right.
Right.
Because you look up the term Shemitic, like if you ever did a Google search of just what it means to be a Shemite,
What's nice about Google?
it uses the term Afro-Asiatic.
Yeah.
Somebody can look it up.
I was gonna say that's what I like about Google, because just the Google definitions, because they may give you the general consensus, but they may also give you the actual root, because ain't nobody went in and amended it yet or changed it.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be an info wars by the end of this year. It's a lot of shit in the blue letter gonna be changed or tampered with. A lot of things on the internet, like Kanye bringing out the whole little chart.
Yep.
It's gonna be Edomites it's on the job right now. That's deleting all that shit from Google, internet, anything.
Yep.
Because I got several things on my phone where brothers got them too, where it shows you all the corporations that these people own, the things that they run with their names by it.
Yeah.
And then they just put the Star David by their head to show you who they are, but it's not a mystery. Not no more.
I looked at it. It says the definition of Shemitic says a branch or subfamily of the Afro-Asiatic family of languages that includes Arabic, Hebrew, Aramaic, Amharic, and such ancient languages as Akkadian and Phoenician.
It says right here, Semitic, relating to or denoting a family of languages that includes Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and certain ancient languages such as Phoenician and Akkadian, constituting the main subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic family.
And that's true.
All those different people, they would be considered Semites, Shemites.
So if you go against Asians, that's anti. If you go against Arabs, which we know they go against them,
The Palestinians. They don't ever say nothing about that's not. They don't say that's anti-Semitic attacks.
Right.
They how they treat them,
Yeah,
bro.
they treat them down there almost as bad as us.
The Edomites, Iranians.
Them little apostles.
The Persians are Semites. The
Yep.
Persians are Semites. East Indians are Semites.
Yep.
Go to the border.
All those families over there, they all are Shemites over there. So you devils are like, this is the reason why we're gonna be, Kanye will be, they'll put him in the media for a little bit and use him. But us knowing these things, we're gonna be blacklisted.
They ain't gonna hear this.
They will never air this out, man. They'll chop it up and edit it if they were to. You know, try to hopefully they could catch us saying something and they could take it out of context, and you know that's just how this devil would operate, man. But you on the ropes, man, and it's showing.
Yeah.
You are on the ropes, man. You can strike as many videos and cut channels. You can do as much as you want.
The cat's out the bag.
But the cat is already out the bag, man.
Yep. Been revealed. Now we're actually bringing your charges up on.
That's all we're doing.
We're past finding you out in the streets and apprehending you. That's
Right.
done. We've identified you and your crimes now. The Lord gonna come and apprehend you and deliver that knockout blow.
Say that Elon Musk bought Twitter or something like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Twitter gonna blow up, bro.
Yeah.
And did you see that they didn't want him to it was like a handful of people that they didn't want to reinstate their accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Tate was one, some Edomite that worked for Trump.
Trump, yeah.
God, it was somebody else. But they didn't put Kanye on the list.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, you know, he's gonna be canceled. But what type of shit is that? Was it the ADL? And put out like a tweet saying, you know, do not basically reinstate these accounts.
Right.
Wow.
That's how wicked they are.
Man. And the title under Andrew Tate was misogynistic.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, misogynist. Yeah, like.
Because it goes against the narrative of their agenda. That's why.
Right.
To make everybody docile. I want to read the last thing we were reading was about Babylon the Great going in, right? Which was America. I want to read this in Isaiah 47. I'm going to jump around a little bit, but I'm going to start verse 3. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. To verse 5, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid the yoke. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. That's the major part. They was too busy trying to ascend forever, and their inward thought was that their houses shall continue forever. They never thought that there was a latter end to this, but they had the manual that shows that they was going to get taken down, right? It says, verse 8, it says, therefore hear this now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall sit as a widow, neither shall I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Yeah, that's what America's gonna experience when these missiles hit this place.
Yeah.
Right.
This place gonna be wiped out.
Yeah, all your spells that you cast through your entertainment, your Hollywood, your mainstream media, you know, which goes back to the Greek goddess media, which means the goddess of illusion. Your pharmakia, you know, you lie to the people, you know, with your poisonous potions that you try to get everybody to take. You know, you gonna pay for all that, man. None of it is gonna work for you. All right, your witchcraft, your sacrifices,
Yep.
your numerologies. None of that is gonna work for you. It's not gonna work out for you.
When you go into the satanic calendar, it's them. It's the acts that they're doing, that the elite are doing. That's the highest level of it.
Right.
Yeah.
This low level shit with, you know, I don't want to say that guy, but anyway, the low level shit, they ain't nobody worried about that shit. They worry about what these high level witches are doing, man. These small hat, yeah, them. More. I'm reading this because it's showing you how their pride, like, it goes back into your title. That the tables are going to turn, right? It says, for thou, verse 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath
like none seeth me.
Yep.
Like we're not behind all this.
Yep. Don't bring it up.
Don't bring it up. Just being in total denial, man.
Yep.
Like you're not being seen. The Lord sees you. If we can see you, we know the Most High can see you.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, what Lex Friedman said to Kanye, right? He said, "Come on, you don't have nobody call you on your bullshit." He was like, he said, like what? The point of it that I'm trying to make was when he was saying, "Hey, man, like you trying to reestablish." Things I brought up, all the anti-Semitism things that you said, that they're not the real, trying to get into that, but he's like, that ain't bullshit. He just said, that ain't bullshit. The Kanye answered to him, well, that ain't bullshit. And we know that it ain't. You just want to reestablish your power so you can continue with your agenda all the way through. When he's about to fill his belly, because he knows he's at the end of this, and this is what can fuck up shit, man. He could account. He knew this was coming, but he could account for it. But he didn't want to pull the plug on it yet. But he's gonna have to make his. He might as well turn this into a win for him, which he thinks he's gonna do. But you only gonna knock off a few of the elected, mostly the 2/3. But the elected still gonna prevail, and Yahushua still got to come back to rescue them. There's more. It says that thy wisdom, It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge. It hath perverted thee, thou saidst in thine heart, I am and none else. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt know, Salaki, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And they plan for everything.
Everything's going to backfire. Backfire, man.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. You put time in to put this together.
You had time to practice all this, man. You had it all mapped out, planned out, practice it. You predictive programmed it.
You set things in motion and plan. You got the pushback. You got that. You can counsel people. You can
you can bring all type of psyops.
Yep.
And the timing of it.
Yep.
The timing of it, you just know that it's straight up warfare.
Yep.
All this controversy, and then out of nowhere, Pelosi, all type of random anti-Semitic attacks happens on cue.
Yep. Right at the same moment.
You know what I'm saying? And then somehow the Black Hebrew Israelites get tied into like we see, y'all still operate from the same place. Like y'all becoming very predictable, man. It's the same bullshit.
One trick pony.
One trick pony.
We're gonna throw something out there, then we're gonna point the finger at who had the idea of it, who could have been with them that did it.
They said something like,
I'm waiting for the next kosher market, New Jersey type of situation.
The synagogue.
And then Vocab going live and talking about how he used to watch the guy who did it. He used to watch Yohana. Here's a screenshot of his Instagram, and here's a clip from General Yohana burning up the streets of Philly. That's what we waiting on next, man. It's predictable.
Yep.
But guess what? None of this is gonna work out for you, man. It's still gonna work in our favor, man.
Let's not forget, what's the guy's name that did the Christmas parade? He's in the news right now too. It ain't. And it's all what's the guy's name? I can't think of his name.
I forgot his name.
Isaiah something, wasn't it? I don't remember his name. The one that with the minivan.
Oh, the
bro.
nigga.
Yeah.
And he's defending himself.
Yeah.
That nigga's bugged out. I seen him.
Yeah.
I seen that nigga, man.
Yeah.
Talking about
And the dude right there, all this at once, come on. And look, they don't have to say, I just want to say this real quick, they don't have to say that it's connected. Your mind automatically connects.
Yep.
Right.
Because you're reading it on page 8 and page 4 and page, you're reading it on these pages back to back, and you're seeing them, and your mind is connecting. It all happening.
Bro, that shit is all a setup. That shit is all a setup.
This nigga was a rapper,
bro,
and he was following the BHI.
Bro, they showed that scene of a fucking truck, a red truck running over people at a parade.
Yep.
On fucking South Park.
Right.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Predictive programming.
Yeah.
If it ain't South Park, it's The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Cartoons is crazy, bro. These cartoons, though.
Yeah, man. So we catching on to all your madness, man. The Lord, he's saying all this shit that you coming with, it's not gonna prevail.
Yeah,
None of it is gonna work out for you, man.
Yeah, there's a little more on here.
Yep.
I'm gonna read all the way to the end of this because it says, where we at? Yeah. Mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be that thou can be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, these meetings, G20, what's the other ones?
The World Economic Forum.
The WEF, yep. All these situations, they keep showing up. And we know they're going off into the forest, praying to Molech to make something happen, and sacrifices and all types of. It's that time of year too.
CERN.
Yeah.
It's that time. Hey, right now, kids have been abducted and they getting ordered and whatever the ritual takes. They doing that shit right now.
I got a story to tell you about that too, man. About kids being abducted. That shit is like happening in Vegas, like real shit, man.
I imagine. Let me keep reading. It says, let now the astrologers and the stargazers and the monthly prognosticators
all your witches
stand up. And get all your power. Bring all your power to the table. The Most High wants a real fight. He wants your best out there.
It's when you also brought up the point of America being that basically like that wicked root, because the scriptures call it Marathium, which means what? Double rebellion, man. Because that's completely the left side.
Double witchcraft.
Yeah, kind of.
Yep. Because rebellion is the sin of witchcraft.
Yep.
I forgot where that's at, but it's in Exodus.
No, that's
That's enough.
that was 1 Samuel 15.
1 Samuel. There you go. It says, and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Let them stand up and save you, right? Behold, they shall be as stubble, and the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before. They shall, thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
There it is.
Yeah, man.
Show ass, man. And you devils, you benefited like abundantly from this wicked place. This has been the main epicenter of your enterprise. So once this is out, once the Lord put this place out, that's it. That's the end of your reign. That's the end of all the power that you generated over the years. That's it, man. All right. No more Babylon the Great. No more beasts. No more 7 heads. No more 10 horns.
No more whore.
No more false prophet. And you devils, like it says in Isaiah, all of the rulers and the kings, the ones that are on high, you're gonna be visited. The Lord's gonna put chains on you and put you in a pit. All right. That's what's next for you. The top, the super rich elite.
James.
All right. So hey, that's the end of that. All right. Everything's gonna backfire on E. All right, Lord willing, y'all brothers, we're edified. We'll give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakodash.
Step on to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom. My sister-in-law